All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you're doing well. My name is Sam, and I've been your host on YouTube for quite a long time if you've been following my channel. In today's video, we are starting something new. We are beginning a series on Sony Acid Pro 7. All right, it is going to be basically just Sony Acid Pro, no matter what version you have. But this is because a lot of you guys have been coming to my DMs asking me to do Sony Acid Pro as well. Now, this doesn't really mean I have quickly shifted from virtual DJ. You still should expect uh, tutorials on other things as well, especially virtual DJ. I'll be putting 2 videos per week. I have a virtual DJ lesson every Monday, and then Sony Acid Pro will be coming every single Friday. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to follow this along. If you are a beginner, this is going to be the first step. We need to start by having the software. Shall be starting by installing the software, and this is what we are covering today. Please make sure you subscribe, click on that small bell, and then let's get started. So ladies and gentlemen, for you to install the Sony Acid Pro 7, I'm going to show you the steps right here. I already have it here. You can see it on my desktop. And of course, you just have to extract it using the WinRAR file extractor. I'm going to leave the link to both this Sony Acid software and WinRAR in the description of this video. But before we get started with extracting Sony Acid Pro 7, I need you to have these 2 things in mind first. The first thing is that you don't have to have an internet connection. You can check mine here. I am not connected to the internet. Secondly, you have to turn off the antivirus that you are using. In my case, I am using the Windows Defender, so I have to just look for Windows Defender right over here and then make sure I turn off security, stuff like that. So I already have it turned off. It's asking me to turn on, but if it's you yet and you still have it on, just come to Virus and Threat Protection and then come to Manage Settings. Here you can turn it off. Just like that. We are ready to go, so let's extract it. I'm going to double click on it and then come here to extract it to my desktop. I want it to be there on the desktop and then press OK. I'll wait for it to do so. I can now close this, and as we can see, we have it right here. Now when we open this folder, you're going to see that we have the 3 files. We actually don't need this middle one here. Let me just delete it right away. So we have the setup over here, and this is going to help us register the software. So what we're going to do is we have to run, let me just do this. We have to run this as an administrator. So let's right click on it, the setup, run as an admin, and then here say yes. So while here, you might need to change the directory folder where you need to save your files. I am okay, so I'll just click next and then wait for that a minute. We have 2 languages here. If you're used to Japanese, you can select Japanese, but of course, obviously you might be using English. Just click on OK, and then here there's nothing so much. Click on next to continue, and then you have to click on this other box to make sure you have read the end user license agreement and the privacy policies, stuff like that. Click on next to go. Once again, you have these choices. If you need to change any of these directories, you will read it at your own time, but this is okay for me, so I'll just click next. Right. I also need a desktop icon, so I'll check here to install shortcut on the desktop and then start installing. This is a very normal process. We can just wait for a few seconds for it to run. Take your time and then use this time to subscribe to this video. Like the video and then leave a comment in case there is anything. Otherwise, it is just finished, so we click on finish. Just like that. Now, before we even start running the software, I need us to go ahead and try registering it. Actually, not trying, but we are going to do registering it. All right, so we have to now register our software. As we can see, it is right over here. So the next thing we are going to do is to copy this second file. We shall copy it and then paste it to local disk C. We shall come down to program files 86 and then scroll down to look for Sony. Right, so here we have Sony and Sony setup. When we open Sony and then Acid Pro 7, we shall have to paste it over here. Just continue like that. All right, so the next thing is to run this as an administrator, just like that. Say yes. Let me just minimize this. In case you hear any sound, this thing has some sound, I'm going to find a way of muting it. But for now, follow the steps. All right, so we're going to look for the Sony Acid software that we need to register right now by coming to this drop down arrow and then scroll down to look for Acid Pro 7 series, which is there. So next up, we have to come to patch, right? Then after patch, of course, we already have Sony Acid Pro 7 in this software. I mean, in this folder. This is the folder. If you didn't have it before, if you copied it correctly, it should be in Program Files 86, Sony, and then Acid Pro 7, just like that. Press OK. All right, I'm glad that it had to run successfully. It says that. All right, so one more time, we have to now launch this program and then say next. Say yes over here. So we need to copy this, which starts with 1KO. Right click and then select all. One more time, right click and then copy. All right, so we have to come here and paste and then click on next. I hope I'm not really so fast. So you are confronted with this window here, which has two options, saying register online or register from another computer. So we need to come down, register from another computer, and then click on next. So when you come here, you have another time to click on next. So you're brought to this form where you have to fill some basic information about you. So feel free to put anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be true, or it doesn't have to necessarily be covered in the whole space. I already have mine filled, so no hassle. Just come here and then click, check on that box and then say next. All right, and then save. It already exists because I did this step one more time back. So let's do it again. And then click on next. So we have this box here, one of the last steps. Come down to this other one, the last one here, and then right click, select all, right click again, and then copy. So we need to come here and then paste it right over in this box, just like this, and then finish. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are done with everything. As you can see, the software is installed successfully and it is running. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'm so glad. If you didn't subscribe, please make sure you do, because we have these coming in. In case of anything, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you like the video, share it with your friends, leave a thumbs up, and of course, I will see you when you open the next video. Peace out.